One of the easiest and most rewarding jellies to make, and so delicious, crab apple jelly. And I'm going to show you how to make two different versions: habanero crab apple jelly or crabanero, and just basic straight up crab apple jelly. First, we got to talk about the type of crab apples because that can make a big difference in your finished product and in the recipe. These are Dolgo crab apples. I picked these at Sam Thayer's private orchard last time I saw him. You're going to add some water and mash them up, but Dolgos are renowned for their pectin. These are one of the best crab apples to make jelly out of. And you can see they just cook, basically melt into applesauce. They break down really easily, and there's a lot of liquid in them. I'm going to strain all of that apple mash, but I got the cheesecloth wet beforehand. Wet down the cheesecloth, and it is going to give you a higher yield on your juice. Trust me. We're just going to take that juice, and we have not squeezed any juice out because I want a crystal clear jelly on this one. Okay, so apples can vary drastically in water content. The second recipe that I'm going to show you, I used dry apples, I used ornamental crabs and Granny Smiths, and they gave me a 60% less yield. So I had to make some adjustments there. Okay, so just know if you have to squeeze some of the juice out, like I'm doing here for the second batch, if you need to squeeze some of the juice out, it's okay, and you can potentially double your juice. So that's something to think about there. Take your juice, mix in some sugar. And the cool thing is we don't have to add any pectin at all. This is all natural pectin. And it's really easy. And when people are adding pectin and stuff like that, we talk about doing set tests with jams and jelly. You really don't even need to if you're making it with apples and you're using the right kind of apples. It's more about the temperature here. And once it gets to 220 Fahrenheit, it's done. And right there in the middle, that's at 220 Fahrenheit. I can see it barely holds its shape and it doesn't look watery. Now it's done. Now we're going to take a little bit of lemon juice. You can also use citric acid. That is also very important for ensuring the jelly sets. Pour it into jelly jars. Put the lids on, and then I'll process those in a water bath. Easy peasy. Okay, you can see the one in the middle, that droplet, that is what I want to see, and then I turn the heat off and add the lemon juice. And it's really 220 Fahrenheit is just magic. And look at the set on that. That is all natural pectin. Look at the set. And the Dolgos just really, I mean, they live up to the expectations I had. Okay, Crabanero. This is crab apple jelly, but it's spicy with habaneros. Here I'm using a couple different types of apples. So I'm using ornamental crabs and I'm using a Granny Smith. I know the Granny Smith is high pectin because I ran out of these ornamental crabs. So if you have to just make it out of only Granny Smiths, or if you were to do that, you can make jelly out of only Granny Smith apples. So I knew they were a safe one to use. Then I add the water and we're going to cook them again. Mash them up. And like I said before, these ones gave me much less juice using the same recipe. Same thing as before, take your juice. And this time we're going to trim some habaneros too. And I like to wear gloves just in case you touch your eyes or something like that. Take out the white pith and the seeds, and some people put seeds in. This, for me, is more of a textural issue. I do not like the texture of pepper seeds. Red pepper flakes on pizza is one thing, but not in a jelly for me. Take your strips of habanero and cut them into small dice. That's basically what that is. It's a little tricky with gloves on. And then give them another once over with the knife. And that's basically, after a couple runs with that, we're going to call that finely chopped. And that's really going to disperse the heat nicely. Then we're going to take our habaneros and our juice, and we're going to mix the sugar in. Same thing as before. And now we're going to cook it till it gets to 220. And my thermometer doesn't fit in my wider pot, so I put it in a different pot. It was still wanting to overflow. So if that happens to you, I'm fanning the bubbles with a piece of tag board. So whatever you can do, or you can turn the heat down and just cook it until it gets to 220. It'll just take a little bit longer. And I can see already that's going to work. I can just tell already the pectin is so strong in these crab apples. I already know it's going to work. 220 Fahrenheit, you're good to go. Mix in the lemon juice, put it into jars, and let's see the set on that. Basically the same as before. And we didn't add any pectin to that. Yeah, I mean, look at that. That is a beautiful thing. The wiggle, something strangely pleasing about the perfect wiggle on a set of jelly. It's the little things. I hope I inspired you to try making your own crab apple jelly. It's one of the easiest jellies I know how to make. Thanks for watching.